You already have health insurance in Singapore, even if you have never bought a policy. But here's what gets interesting. Some people quietly paid for an upgrade not because the basic plan doesn't work, but because they wanted more control when things go wrong. And in today's video, we are going to understand what the upgrade is and why it is not automatically better for everyone. Hello everyone, I hope you are well. I'm Zeliang, and on this channel, I help Singaporeans make informed decisions about their money, insurance, and retirement. And in today's video, we are going to answer one simple question. What is an integrated shield plan? Think of Singapore's healthcare system like a tiered subscription service. You know how Netflix has the basic, standard, and premium? Singapore's healthcare works in a similar way. Everyone starts with the basic plan, and you can choose to upgrade if you want to. Let's break that down. Before we talk about integrated shield plan, let's talk about something that you already have. If you are a Singaporean or a permanent resident, then you would have something called MediShield Life. You didn't sign up for it, you didn't choose it. It is just there. Here is what it does. It covers major hospital bills if you stay at Class B2 or C wards at public hospitals like SGH or NUH. There's a shared ward with 6 to 8 beds. MediShield Life is designed for adequacy, not comfort or choice. You don't get to choose your doctor, and you may need to wait longer for non-urgent procedures, and you will also be sharing a ward. Now, some of us are perfectly fine with it. After all, public hospitals in Singapore are excellent, and the medical outcomes are world-class. But what if you want some flexibility, faster access, or a private room? That's where integrated shield plans comes in. Here's the most important point to understand. An integrated shield plan does not replace MediShield Life. It is an upgrade. Think of it like buying an air ticket. MediShield Life is your economy class. It gets you from point A to point B. It works, but it is basic. An integrated shield plan is business class. Same destination, but you get to enjoy more legroom, better food, and more comfortable overall. So what does that mean in practice? With an integrated shield plan, instead of a shared ward, you get to choose a Class B1 ward, that's a 4-bedder, Class A ward, that's a single-bedder, or even private hospitals like Mount Elizabeth or Gleneagles. And the integrated shield plan will cover most of the bill. Not all, we'll get to that, but most of it. So the key thing is that you're not replacing MediShield Life. The two plans work together. This explains why it is called integrated shield plan. You know, integrated. The whole system has 3 layers. Layer 1, MediShield Life. The coverage is automatic and everyone has it. It covers the essentials and the premiums can be paid via CPF MediSave. Layer 2 is the integrated shield plan, and this is optional. You purchase this from one of the 7 insurers. It gives you access to better wards and private hospitals. The premium can be paid via MediSave and in cash. Layer 3, the integrated shield plan rider. This is also optional. The rider reduces your out-of-pocket costs even further, and the premiums will be fully paid in cash, not MediSave. In summary, the MediShield Life is like the foundation, and an integrated shield plan is an upgrade. The rider will be like having a VIP add-on. Let me make this concrete. Say you need a surgery and it costs $200,000 at a private hospital. If you only have MediShield Life, you will need to pay for most of the costs from your own pockets. This is because MediShield Life is not designed for private hospitals. Now, what if you have an integrated shield plan? Here's what happens. Firstly, you will pay a deductible of $3,500. Think of it like an entry fee. Then, you pay the co-insurance, which is 10% of what is left. That works out to be about $19,650. Summing up, your total out-of-pocket cost is $23,150, and the integrated shield plan will cover the remainder of the bill. That works out to be $176,850. Yes, $23,150 is still a lot of money, but that beats paying $200,000, and that is the value of the integrated shield plan, to give you protection against massive hospital bills that would otherwise wipe out your savings. Okay, that sounds great, but here's what people usually overlook. These plans get expensive as you age. In your 20s, you could be paying a few $100s a year. But by the time you're in your 60s or 70s, you could be paying a few $1,000s a year. And over your lifetime, you could be paying over $200,000 in premiums, even if you have not made a single claim. If you have a medical condition before buying the plan, there's a possibility that the condition may be excluded. This explains why there's a common saying that you should buy your insurance coverage when you are young and healthy. Some treatments are not covered, some drugs are not on the approved list, and you may need to get pre-approval for certain procedures. So, having an integrated shield plan does not necessarily mean like unlimited benefit. The reality is that an integrated shield plan is not a better insurance. It's a different type of insurance. You're trading lower long-term costs for more flexibility and choice. Now, let's answer the big question. Who should consider an integrated shield plan? These are typically people who value comfort and privacy, flexibility in choosing your own doctor, prefer to have shorter waiting time for non-urgent procedures, and can afford the premiums in the long run, not just now, but even in your 60s and 70s. On the flip side, many people are perfectly comfortable with public hospitals, shared wards, and assigned doctors. And that is a completely reasonable choice. Singapore's public healthcare is very strong, and you have MediShield Life. That is your safety net. An integrated shield plan is not a necessity, it is an option. Here's one point that doesn't get talked about enough. These plans get expensive as you age. So the real question isn't, can I afford it now? But why still be comfortable decades from now? That long-term thinking matters. When it comes to insurance, clarity beats complexity. You don't have to optimize everything. You just have to understand the system well enough to make an informed decision. An integrated shield plan is simply a layer, an option, and a trade-off, nothing more. If you do decide to get an integrated shield plan, make sure that you understand what you are paying for, know what is covered and what is not covered, and you are able to afford the premiums in the long run. If you wish to learn more about an integrated shield plan and how it works, I have written a full article about it. The link can be found in the video description. If you have found this video to be helpful, give it a like, subscribe, and to share it with your friends and family members who are reviewing their health insurance coverage. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.